I went on my four-wheeler. When I got close, I seen that all these parts were missing.
Cut out?
One eye and the ear and the tongue, and there was a piece of skin missing on the jaw.
Skin missing on the jaw. And was there any blood?
No blood. And then there was another piece of skin on the front by the rib case.
Would it have been over the heart area?
Yeah, on that, yeah.
How big was the piece of skin missing over the heart?
Oh, it was probably like 8 to 10 inches, like kind of round. And then on the uter.
Milk bag.
Yes. There was 2 slits, 2 of them cut off.
2 of the 4 were cut out of the bag.
Exactly, yeah.
And what about the back of her?
All of it was missing. Got real nice cut, real round, and no blood.
Was it the rectum and the vaginal area?
Everything, yeah.
Everything removed in a bloodless hole.
Mm-hmm.
When you looked on the ground around the animal, did you see any tracks?
No, not at all.
And no signs of struggle?
No.
What did you do when you found her? Who did you call?
I called the sheriff's office.
And what happened?
Well, they took them about 3 hours to get there, and they finally showed up, and I took one of the officers, and he took some pictures, and so did I. I took some pictures also.
And how long did the deputy stay investigating?
15, 20 minutes.
So he didn't try to take any tissue or hair or anything?
No.
What were his comments?
He didn't know what happened. That's all he said. I don't know. He just took pictures. He didn't have no idea.
They weren't going to do any forensic examination of tissue or fluid or anything?
No, they don't do that, no.
Why? Why don't they do that?
That's a good question. I don't know why they don't do it, but they don't.
Have you ever had bloodless, trackless mutilations before?
Oh, yeah.
How many?
Oh, I had about maybe 5 or 6 already. It's been about 7 or 8 years.
So maybe 2009 or 2010?
Around there, yeah.
Do you remember the ground around them, if it looked like there were any tracks or signs of struggle?
Oh, yeah, I remember all that because it was in the wintertime. There was no way for nobody to get there because I had 2 gates and they were both locked. And before you could get to my cows in the snow, about 3 or 4 inches deep, and there was no tracks of nothing. No coyotes, no mountain lions, nothing. No four-wheelers, no human tracks, nothing. We had cows mutilated since 1960.
Since 1960?
Yes.
What happened in 1960?
Steer mutilated. That was the first one in 1960.
And what happened to that steer?
The same thing. They took all the parts. It was in the fall, like in October.
If it was a steer, were the penis and testicles removed in an oval?
Yes.
And the rectum?
Yeah. Everything. They do the same job all the time.
3 days after Manuel Sanchez found his 5 to 6-year-old Black Angus cow dead and mutilated, it was only 4 days later, on Sunday, June 4th, 2017, there was another one. The second mutilation was about 10 miles from Manuel's ranch. San Luis rancher Herminio Martinez raises a herd of 50 Gelbvieh cows. He found one of them dead and mutilated with bloodless excisions, very similar to Manuel's cow. Herminio is 74 years old and grew up helping his grandparents raise cattle. He's had his own 400-acre ranch in the San Luis Valley for 26 years. Herminio Martinez never had a mutilated cow on his San Luis ranch before now. But he has seen others. He has also seen fiery red-orange lights about the size of basketballs appear in the sky and fall toward him. Some fiery balls have even come straight up out of the ground or enter into the ground. When I was producing my television documentary, A Strange Harvest, in 1979 to 1980, I talked with retired Elbert County Sheriff's Deputy Bill Waugh. He told me, quote, "Whenever those fiery red-orange balls show up over pastures, that's when we have mutilations," close quote. Bill and a posseman encountered one of those orange spheres on a road one night outside Elizabeth, Colorado. They were on a night watch because there had been so many animal mutilations. Bill said the light came straight at their car. Bill hit the brake and the two men bailed out, each car door onto the dirt road. Deputy Waugh said the fiery sphere was about 3 feet wide as it did a 90-degree angle turn at their car's front windshield. Here now is Herminio Martinez with an update about finding his mutilated cow on Sunday, June 4th, 2017, in San Luis, Colorado.
I've been moving from winter grazing to my farming operation there in San Luis. Sunday afternoon, we were branding and moving animals around. I saw this one animal under a tree above the Sanchez Reservoir. So I walked over and I saw that there were no predators that had been around the carcass. And I saw that the tongue was gone, was removed. And it seemed like it was surgically cut. And then I went around it. She was laying on her right side. And normally, if it's a natural death, normally they lift her legs up. But she was laying flat on her side. And then as I went around her, I noticed that the udder was missing. And it was a fine surgical, like a laser type of a cut around the udder. And I saw that the vagina was also surgically just a real fine cut and no blood.
You've never seen a bloodless, trackless mutilation before now?
Not this weird, not this type of a mystery. I've never seen, if I lose a calf or a cow, and I've lost animals almost every year. I lose one or two. And the carcass is normally gone by the following day or so, at least a good portion of it.
Right, from predator.
Just the mystery, somewhat weird. So I called the livestock inspector from Alamosa and the sheriff's deputies from San Luis and the Forest Service employee that normally counts the number of cows that I'm going to take onto the forest. He was curious, so he went with me to observe and look at it. Still no blood. The carcass hasn't been touched by predators, coyotes, and there are a large number of coyotes in that area. Birds don't seem to get near it. You can see vultures, when they circle around a dead animal.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see that. It's a mystery, a weird type of a situation that I have never seen before.
Did the Forest Service agent or the Colorado Livestock Branding Inspector or the 3 deputies from the Castilla County Sheriff's Office say that they wanted to get tissue samples to study?
No, they didn't say anything. They didn't do anything at all. They were just puzzled. You could see that they looked at each other, and that was the extent.
What did each of them say?
Well, there are different theories, from the government to UFOs to predators or natural causes. I'm familiar with natural causes, and I know when a predator gets to them. Once they die, they smell blood, and that's the first thing that they go after, especially in the spring when the coyotes are hungry. They'll devour an animal quick. In this case, I went back this week. It's still around. That's a mystery, but they said, well, we don't know what it is, blah, 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 and it could be a predator, a coyote, how does an animal do that surgical? That's the mystery right there.
So these are just political opinions, and they're not based on any investigation whatsoever of the tissue itself.
Political opinions, that's it.
On your ranch, in your 74 years, have you ever, or anybody in your family, seen strange lights, beams, or something that would be of an unusual aerial phenomena?
Oh, that I've seen a lot of times. That I can attest to. Unusual lights I have seen. Mysterious lights.
What have you seen that is so unusual in the lights?
They look huge, even bigger than a basketball, and coming close. I've seen them as close as maybe 100 feet, like a ball of fire coming across. That I've seen several times. Just strange lights, something that like a ball of fire flashing through. And they're either very bright orange or sort of a reddish color.
Have they ever come straight at you?
Never.
Have they ever come at an angle past you?
Yeah, that's the one that come down at an angle, from over the mountain, and then they just fade away. Orange ball, it seemed like it was fire.
Can you explain why you're seeing it as fire?
Oh, because if you get a paper that's burning and you throw it, you see that flame in the back?
Right.
Or you get a basketball. You get a basketball, and if you lit it up and you throw it, it's going to give that tail of fire.
And all of them have been in an orange or orange-red color.
Yeah, the ones I've seen.
And that's why people have called them for decades balls of fire.
Yeah.
Those particular orange to orange-red fiery balls have been associated with animal mutilations going back to the 1960s.
Is that right?
Yes.
I'll be darned.